Timothy said I should start with a song, so I'm going to indulge him. We always like singing since I started bringing.
I was joking. No.
It's like
the last episode we shall not sing.
We sang birthday for.
No. After that one, you want me and I
no, I was not there. Any episode I'm on.
Did you see me ask about song?
No, I'm saying any episode I'm on. You always ask me to sing. You don't ask Emmanuel. You ask me to sing. Anyways, today's song is in honor of the man who turned 24, and that man that they said should be tested for doping. Talking about Moses Caicedo, who turned 24 yesterday.
So Caicedo, my younger brother.
I don't know. he said he wants Caicedo, so all we want is Caicedo. That's not all we want. All we want is for us to give you all the sporting gist that's happened all through the week on another episode of The Gliders. Welcome, guys. My name is Euphoria. Should I say it? And I never walk alone. Yes, they won over the weekend, so I'm back to them. Yes. I never walk alone. I'm here with Timothy, obviously, the man who wants me to always sing. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I was so reluctant to get up this morning, but I mean, you just have to stand up. And
the rain, yeah.
It wasn't raining when I got up, but I mean that feeling of you got in late, then you have to stand up again, and then you had a stressful week. So, but I mean, it's always like that. That's always been like that since you started going to school, from secondary school, primary school.
And they told us that when you grow up, all of this will be over.
Yeah, nursery school, primary school, secondary school, then university. So, I mean, it was always, when I had that feeling, I just got up and then had to leave before the rain was going to start, because when I woke up, it was already being thunderous. So I just had to quickly leave. And then, you're looking like a chief marketing officer of one, top 4, what's the name of those top 4 companies? Remind me.
It's called them
Deloitte, all of those things. I mean, you're looking peng.
All thanks to Micolo.
Real.
Yeah, real. Period. Anyways, guys, the other person is the man on yellow. You always know that when he's on this show with me, we're always going to clash. But we're not clashing in terms of our colors today. I'm wearing something different. But we're wearing suit today.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, but I'm not wearing yellow.
This is like your first time on suit on the show.
No, haba. What do you mean?
I want to ask, what do you mean we always clash?
We always clash. We always have something that we're always going to drag about now. But today, we are aligning. We are aligning on one part. We are wearing suit together. How are you doing, Micolo? I know it was a long week, and I saw you during the week, so... I know.
You saw during the week?
Yeah, I saw you during the week. I saw you at a school we both registered in. Because we went back to school. we went back to school. Back to secondary school for that matter.
I went to pay school fees. I went to pay school fees at an only girls' school.
How old is your child?
Our child she's in SS2. Her name is Miracle.
She's my senior because it's just S1 that I started from, and the goal is because I am tired of paying bills, guys. So I discovered that if I'm in school, they'll be sending me money, so I went back to school, and that's what I'm doing henceforth. But I cannot leave you guys. I have to come back here. It's not child labor. I'm above the age, but I'm back to school. Adult education, if you want to call it. Anyhow, it's been.
It was a nice week. It was very calm week. I recovered from illness earlier in the week, and then went on to work because the bills don't stop. Since I registered nursery school, I never rest. As they registered me for nursery 1 till dates, the rest no day. So you can't stay down for too long. So I had to recover. Then the job that we had earlier in the week, and also
you don't get a job. I said I go back to school.
Okay. Yeah, anyone you choose to, you shall collect the money. But yeah, I also got mailed over the weekend. Club side got.
We are going to go to that.
We got hammered over the weekend. But yeah, aside that, it's good to be back on the show. I feel like, this whole rotation thing is. You just have to get used to it, right? Yeah. I feel like my body is not used to the fact that some Mondays I have to rest. I like it sometimes that on some Mondays when everybody's rushing to step out, I'm not rushing to step out, but it just still feels weird some Mondays when I'm indoor and the thing is that my mom still doesn't understand the whole rotation thing. So when she calls me on a Monday morning, she's like, Alpha, am I disturbing your show? Alpha, look at Johnny. I'm not upset. They say, okay, so I can call you. So, but yeah, it's good to be back on the show. I know my people missed me, I usually see messages. And
the last time you were on the show, Arsenal were not top of the table.
So we are top. And the last time I was on the show, I think it was before my birthday, right?
Yes, before your birthday.
So thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I mean, I was very emotional.
You didn't thank me, I'm single.
I was very emotional. I was waiting. I thought you were going to go because I heard at the beginning of the show they said they want to sing. They said no singing. Then they now waited to the end. They now
of course, I was going to wish you happy birthday. I was not just going to sing. This is the man that actually pushed for the song.
Yeah, but,
yes,
but
I'll
it's
give
cool.
you this flowers.
Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I saw like so many birthday wishes as well. You know, some people from Gliders on my personal pages. You know, I'm older and better.
Your video was emotional too. I mean,
yeah. My old, almost quit sports in 2022. Funny thing
imagine
is that
not having Micolo right now, man. How was it going to feel like?
Yeah,
you wouldn't have known
some of these stories. I was watching the video and I kind of got emotional, not because maybe being weak, but it was just you know, you have read from different people, you have watched different people, and you've
someone
gotten,
close,
someone close is telling his own story, that kind of thing. So it was really like that.
And funny thing is that somebody reached out to me randomly from like LinkedIn, and then the person saw the video and was like, you yourself, you're a story. Like we're talking about like a job thing, and then it was just like from almost quitting sports in 20. I'm like, oh, you saw that, and it was like, oh yeah. So I just felt like compelled to say it because Bros also like brought the video out. Somebody commented, so Bros also saw it, and then he quoted and he laughed, and I'm like, man, what's wrong with this man? And as the storyteller that I am, I couldn't just share the video as a throwback. I was just like, oh, you know what? Let me just wait until like my birthday and just like build something around it. And it's really, we're good. We bless God for real. Because Alhamdulillah for real. And the birthday is also like a reflection. So many things, man. So many things happened this year. Gliders happened. You know, yesterday night when I was like doing prayers and I was just looking at every month, like there's been like some landmark months, right?
Yes.
February got a job with Sporting, then Gliders came along in April, and WAFCON came in July. So there was no time when I felt like I'm not doing the right thing, and I feel like that's the message that I want people to like always get. Like the moment you decide to commit yourself to something, eventually something gives, right? Eventually it's going to come to a time where you just feel like things are happening. You know that thing that is not everything you see online is not just aspire to perspire. Some are actually real, right? When they say that there are decades where nothing happens,
and then all of a sudden it looks like everything happened at once.
Right? So I was telling my sister, right? My sister did our passport together in 2022, right? And 2022, 2023, I didn't use my passport. 2024, I got to use it. I got like 4 stamps, right, on my way to AFCON. And then 2025 came and then we're flying. Do you understand? So there are times when it just looks like nothing is happening. And that was what happened in that 2022 that I just feel like, man, am I going to like make money off this sport? Like I've been putting like commitment, because what I usually still tell we have a sports funding problem, right? Like we don't get what we don't get what we deserve and all of that. Exactly. So I feel like what happened in 2022 was the fact that when I was in uni, right, people that put the same or even lesser efforts than I did into sports, they put into other things, right? Into entertainment, they are all like very big in their field. So it was really very depressing that, is it because I chose sports, right?
I mean, you can mention names. I
can mention names. Like when I was in school, Joe Boy was in my set. Ashakain was in the same set. He was in Mascom. I was in Blizzard. Vet was that Osas. There's Osas. There's Magix. Magix is signed to Mavins. There's Toby Shang doing hype now. There's Big Bimmy. Big Bimmy is doing stuff for Red Bull. He was at the Apollo. He was in London recently, shutting down shows. These are people that we felt like were like the socialites when we were in school then. And when they say, oh, sports person, you wouldn't mention 2 people in the whole of University of Lagos without like mentioning me. So at a point, it felt like, oh, things are like getting stuck, and so you just feel like, is this thing able to feed me? Like, you done the hood, all those kind of things. So
wife and kids.
So those wife and kids are home and all of those kind of things. You know, eventually you start looking at my wife and kids will come along the way. Is this what I want to continue doing? And they just feel like, let me look for the shorter route away, and that was what happened. I just went through like a very dark period. I was trying to learn tech and all of that, but
Yo, be
I
tech.
think-
Yeah, no carry
I
tech.
actually carried it.
It happened that at a point, you know, when you were not, if you were not that guy, because especially when I was in school, you had guys that were learning software engineering, cyber security. If you were not doing it, you kind of looked like, oh, you were the odd one out there,
Yeah.
the serious one. And bro, this is the sport I've loved since
Do
when
you
I was young.
understand?
Whether they beat me on top, oh, you go play ball for set, you won't,
know since
or you
when
go out, go watch ball,
I've-
go play game PS2, that kind of thing.
let me bust you guys. I know I've said like a lot of times. I was in commercial class and I was called journalist. So for you to know how deep it is, like I was in commercial class, but because I used to like bring newspapers to school every day, people would call me journalist. As even as somebody that I didn't even study anything relating to journalism. I did accounting for ND, did biz admin for my BSc, but was during BSc I now found sports, right? So it now felt like you are trying to escape. That time, nobody say you know carry it, but I eventually just
I
left
know,
it. Like
that was-
at a
that
point,
was
I
a
still wasn't just giving.
Because
like,
I was there and you passed, so don't worry.
I actually like. I think one day, right, me and Joy will still probably like say some maybe like inner circle things, like cause Joy was like there throughout that time as well, like all of those dark moments. Yeah, like Joy. Has,
Now why they see me
Joy has
finish?
been like a baby because we are there for like each other. Don't make it look like it's one way. It's not one way. So she's there for me, like during those dark
You there for me, I
times.
did for you.
So and then my friends, then it's not just Joy. There's also like some of my cliques. Those times I was going through like dark times. It was like just try to pull me out. Oh, come out for games, because that time I stopped going for games. MPFL, nothing. I was not going for anything. And the point they would be like, come out of the house, and eventually I like found my spark back, you know, and light up my. And we move on from there. But yeah, alhamdulillah, we're grateful. At least now you guys get to hear my takes. I mean, imagine all of these takes. I'll just be arguing us now in one office. And they will not be dulling my vibe. One person I'll just be inside one office and one person will just say, do you know that Raya came from Eimba? And I'll be like,
I know that.
do you know that kind of
When you go to watch football at a viewing center and they are giving those takes, and
do you understand?
oh my god.
So now there's evidence. If I speak now, you can say, oh, this guy works in sports. There's a little bit of respect. Imagine I was a tech brand, they'll be like, you know, Sabi Bojo. You go, they pay me, go say, do you know who I am? Me. They used to respect me. I used to speak on radio. They be like, oh God, nobody sabi you. We know Puja. We know that. We know all this guy. We got evidence on day. Imagine you not quit. Oh my God, to pay me. I can't see only Joy for WAFCON. I can't do the press computer. Push code.
Have you sent the file?
Can you see my screen? I'll come the push code. Joy, will come the interview.
There's a bug.
Joy, will come the interview and start to show. I'll come there. I'll just do. What Timothy said on that show is a stupid thing. Yeah, I'll come there. No.
As they do that one, they will say, hey, please clear that bug.
I'll come there. Imagine now I'm getting paid to talk about sports. I can watch football anytime. Even I can tell my mommy that please, you are disturbing me. I'm in the viewing center. She was not going to argue with me. But imagine you are doing tech, your CEO will come say, okay, put that screen away. You cannot stream football. But now, if I come and with my mom call me, I say, Mobile or I'm going to Ijebu, I'm going to she knows that it is work now. You know, I can also I can brag to my daddy now that yes, it's sports that is paying my bills.
And I remember there was one show we had, and we were talking off the sets, and when you were talking about the fact that it's always good to do what you love eventually. Because I mean that's what keeps you going when you get tired. Because of course the part of burnout or being tired would obviously come, but I mean it's what pushes you to
this morning you talked about being tired and everything. Exactly. But what pushed you was because you actually love your job.
Exactly.
You love your job.
Before we leave this set, let me also go to like a pastoral or spiritual side of things. Because Edafe likes to come in.
What's that pastor name? Bad boy pastor.
So this is also like motivation. So I saw like a preaching, I think it was Apostle Joshua Selman that said that the night before your life will turn around, you still don't know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You don't know when things are going to click, right? So 2024 was going to be AFCON. 2023 November was going to be me getting accreditation for my first AFCON. But 2022 it still felt like nothing was happening.
Yeah.
So he said that the night before you get a life-changing opportunity. It still feels like everything is normal.
Yeah.
You don't know where. So it feels, you know that meme that we always see on Twitter where you are digging a hole.
And you are very close, and then
to like the gold. Yeah, you understand? And you now turn back and say this thing is not working for me. Do you understand? So it was that moment.
Yeah.
So it's like that was there are so many things I do, right? I feel like I used to explain a lot. So when we went to WAFCON, if you remember carefully, if you remember well, the first song I used on when we got there was this Adekunle's Gold songs, like said the grass is greener on the other side. That's what I thought before I took the ride. But then I realized everything I always wanted was right in front of me.
Definitely.
I've always loved sports since when I was like 8, 10, 12, right? What was going to feed me, what was going to take me to nation, what was going to put my name out there has always been sports. Now imagine if I quit back then in 2022. And that was one of my guys most used to like taunt me and say, you were just deceiving yourself all those times. You are made for sports. And I feel like he's also like more. I feel like my classmates in uni are very happy for me, right? They are not happy for me because I have money or because I'm like the richest person in the world. They're happy for me because sports.
You're doing what
because
you love.
As soon as we got into uni, I was the one coordinating boys to say, oh yeah, we have Freshers Cup next week. Who is our coach? How are we buying ball? How are we buying beeps? So the passion, like it has always been there. So when you see like
majority from your passion,
when you see like majority of my comments from my uni friends, they're always just very happy for me. It's not about the car, it's not about the house. It's just that we saw this guy go from coordinating our school team, if you want to play chess, raise up your hand. If you want to play Scrabble, I'm the one taking down the names to submit. Do you understand? From there, went into radio, and now we are seeing him going for back-to-back CAF tournaments. So for anybody that is like seeing all of that, right? The night before things change, you might not still know. You might not still get 5,000 naira in your account, but the next day you can be going to AFCON, you can be going to, and then the breakthrough comes. Before you know, they are lining you up for a tournament. You are getting calls from, we want you to come and take up this role and all of that. So don't give up, guys. And if it's sports too, I mean, no matter where you feel like you are right now, just keep at it. You're gonna get breakthrough. I feel like I'm making everybody emotional on this thing, which was the way we should have started this in the first place. Ginger everybody. When Micolo is on set, you have to know. I
think I like it. I like the way we started the show.
Yeah, I like
I think it's also significant to what has been in my head. This is the 11th month, and I know from our pastor point of view, we always say that the 11th hour kind of miracle. Your Aguero moment is what people call it in sports. I mean, it's the 11th month. Happy New Month, guys. This is our first edition of the show for the month of November. So what I was personally going to say before, if Micolo was not going to say all of this, was the 11th month. You feel like, okay, you've been working from January to October, nothing did click. I mean, just like you've heard, a lot can happen in 24 hours. It can just be that it is on the 30th of this month that things can change. It can be in December, which is why we always look forward to our Aguero moments. As sport lovers, you always understand what an Aguero moment is. And if you are not a lover of sport, you just stumbled on this channel. Aguero moment means that something that comes true for you last seconds when you did not believe it was going to happen, and that will change your story and change history in your favor or in a positive way. That's what an Aguero moment is, in reference to the goal Aguero scored to give Man City the Premier League instead of Manchester United, who were just done with their games minutes before. So yes, it's been something that has been on the mind of sport fans since 2012? Was 2012 to 2013 that Manchester United came back to win, and then Fergie retired. So 2012 has always been in the mind of fans because of that Aguero goal that gave Man City. So I mean, your Aguero moment is coming. Just keep, like he said, keep at your passion, keep at what you love doing, because that is where eventually what is going to keep you going. Because I mean, even as we love the job, we are always tired, there's always fatigue, but we're always back at it because we love it, and thankfully it's still getting the bills paid. For those of them that are paying bills, because me, I'm not paying again. I don't go back to school. Talking about going back, guys, we're going to start from the local scene this time around. We've not been starting from the local scene for a while, if you've noticed the way our tradition of the show has been, but we're starting on the local scene this time around because I want us to dwell on something. Defending champions Remo Stars have gotten back to back. It was Sebastian's club, bro. It's Remo Stars now. Back to back, and right now they are sitting in relegation spots, defending champions. Yes, myself and Timothy were was saying it before the show that they have outstanding games because they played on the continent for a while. They progressed to the second round of the prelim stage. So yes, they have outstanding games. But if you know the MPFA very well, with your outstanding games, once you are done, if you know click, it's not sure for you. Yeah. So yes, Remo starts 17th, and I want us to talk about them. Is there trouble in paradise? And what has eventually happened, or what actually happened to them? Because this is not the first time they are playing on the continent. So we can't use that as an excuse for this. This is the fourth time in a row that Remo Stars is playing on the continent, and they've not been out of. At the end of the day, they are always finishing in the top 3. So what happened to Remo Stars this season? Let me start with Micolo.
I think first off, I feel like it's a loss of players. They've lost like bulk of their players that executed like this last few years. The likes of Unduka, the likes of Sadiq are not playing as I feel like there's so much change that's currently going on in the squad. They've brought in new set of players, new set of core players. Before now, they used to like still change their guard, but they used to still be that core set of players. Likes of Unduka will always be there, Adedayo, maybe Sikiru, and then if you are changing, you're probably just changing a couple of players in the core. But now you are changing the entire team. You're seeing the likes of Leonard Ngege now getting much more time, right? Which is not also to an extent because of the way he has been playing has not been up to the standard of what a Remo Stars team to be. So they are really shaky at the back these days. They are not getting the results. I think for me also one core factor has also been the dugouts, right? I feel like there's been some tension in the dugout personally because of the involvement in the national team. I feel like for Daniel Ogumodede, because of the whole situation around the Super Eagles, the amount of games they've been playing, the whole tension around qualifying for the World Cup, there's been so much away time from the team that he's not been able to instill his philosophy. We've seen the likes of Thiago do press conferences, eventually not staying in the dugout when it's time to play. We've seen that against Sundowns, right? He has the degree, he has the qualification to do the press conferences because he holds a UFIA or CAFCL license to be able to do this thing. But eventually, even while training is going on for the Sundowns game, he was not there, and even in the games his input was not there. I also saw something that was very significant, and somebody pointed it to my notice during the game against Sundowns, was the fact that there were points where the assistant coaches were trying to communicate with Coach Daniel Ogumodede, and he shut them off right in the game that they lost at home by 5 goals to 1. And then the likes of Coach Lama and all of these guys were trying to put their input in that, and he was shunning them off. So I feel like there's been a bit of tension in the dugout for me because Coach Daniel has not been so much at home, right? He has national team duty every now and then the coaches that have been there to take these guys in the training, that are training with them every week, every month, and every time
day actually
are not getting the much required authority that they need to put and stamp on the games. Now, don't also forget that all of these things go hand in hand, right? Before now, Coach Daniel was also part of the national team, but then he had players that he has worked with over the last couple
trained
years.
them from
academy 17 and to all of this to the national team. So the style of play,
was already
the
there.
way of playing, the mentality to play was always very easy. So even when he was absent, the likes of Unduka, the likes of Sadiq, and all of these guys, Ogunru Dibde, Sheun, are core members of this team from way before 4 or 5 years, and they always know what to do, even when he was around and when he was not around. So they were able to keep that mindset. Even when they were falling short on the continent, they were still able to bully teams in locally and still stay within the top 3, top 4, eventually before they now finish and win the league, or maybe they finish second or third. But for now, new set of players, philosophy. New set of players means that you need to spend more time with them to impute your philosophy, and that time has now been missing with Coach Daniel having national team duties. Now he's not able to enforce his tactics and his philosophy on them, and now the coaches that have been able to spend more time with them are not getting the much required game time that they need to also enforce this thing. So I feel like the trouble is in changing of too much personnel, changing of too many players, and also I feel like there's trouble in the dugout. I feel like there's so much tension that's currently going on in the dugout that needs to be sorted.
Tension in the dugout. I mean, that's understandable. And talking about Coach Dan, and the national team. Remember that this month is the month where the fate of the Super Eagles will be decided, because they are going to play on the continent. That's for the playoffs on the continent level.
World Cup Africa playoffs.
Pre-AFCON, like we like to call it. And that's because next week, Thursday, the 13th of November in Morocco, we are calling it because it's also going to be played in Morocco.
So it means Coach Dan will be leaving again.
We're leaving again. I mean, this month. So yes, they have 2 games, or should have 2 games. If they end up beating Gabon, they'll play 2 games this month. And the first one will be Gabon on the 13th, next week Thursday, and the next one will be on the 16th, which will be on a Sunday, with either Cameroon or DR Congo.
If we get past Gabon.
That's why I said might play 2 games.
Knockout.
If we get knockout. So that's another thing that we talked about. He just talked about the dugout and how it might not be the one that will continue with the team. And I mean, for a new set of players, you don't even have time with them as much time as you should. So all of this is what we're thinking is the cause of the problem. But like we say, nothing is sitting under the sun, and with more weeks to go, we're very sure that
I think I checked the table today, to be honest. I think for MPFL it's still too very early.
I know, I'm just saying that
they've played only 9 games. They have like 2 outstanding.
They've played 8 games.
They've played 8 games.
Yeah.
They have 3 outstandings. That's like 9 points.
I
think they have 4 outstanding games.
No,
or 3.
they have 3.
That's 9 games.
Yeah,
That's 9 points up for grabs, where they'll probably be in 5th if they win all 3.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean, it happens like that. It's the MPFL.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I think it's just the performances. Performances
And
losing,
then
considering
the
3 to
defending,
Kwara
as
is
in-
before now. I think Remo's
Southwest.
Yes,
They have
Remo's
that's why I had to
solidity.
ask. If they
Yes,
had lost this to Aimba away, I don't think I would have talked about it. But you're listening to Kwara, and I'm not trying to talk down Kwara. I'm just disrespect. I'm just saying that for Remo Stars, we've known over the past 5 years have been a solid house in the Southwest.
Yeah.
It got to a time that they did not lose to
Any
some Southwest teams for entire seasons.
Yeah.
They end up going there,
About
pick up
2
points.
seasons, I
Yes, and then they'll come home and get their maximum points in Ikene.
Likes of Kwara, the likes of Sunshine, the likes of Shooting.
Shooting was actually the one that was
Shooting was their
Shooting was the one that always knew how to play. I mean, they'll go to Ibadan, pick 1 point, come to Ikene, they'll come and collect their 3
never always have a chance then.
at all. So
at the point, Sunshine were even playing home and away in Ikene.
So that's why it's I think it's just strange to followers of the MPFL to see Remo Stars struggle against Southwest teams. That is the major thing, Southwest teams. And I just think that they've just been unlucky that all this is coming back to back. Because right now they've not won in about 4 games. They've not won both in all competitions. They've not won in 4 games, which is something.
They play on Wednesday against Nasarawa United in Mina.
Yeah, that's another away game. And Nasarawa United is just I think about less than 24 hours since they left the top of the table. So that's going to be a top clash in every books. So yes, that's another one that I honestly don't see them picking maximum points. If they get a point away, no problem. But maximum points, that's why me and Timothy were also saying that having outstanding games doesn't automatically means that
gaming hand does not mean points.
Gaming hand does not mean points. Yes. So yes. I mean, you understand that. But yes, that is for Remo Stars. I mean, for other teams, we'll dwell on them as, like Micolo said, still quite early, and teams are doing back and forth, up and down. Aimba went a couple of games without losing at all, and then all of a sudden they lost at home. But now they are back. They beat anything that does not, to me, anybody that does not beat Kano Pillars right now, you don't know what you are doing with the way they are in the kind of mentality and crisis they are in. So yes, they won yesterday at home against Kano Pillars. That is Aimba. So we'll dwell on more local teams next week on the show. But now let's move to the national team a bit. Next week we'll talk about it in full. By that time we'll have gotten the list of players that have been invited. Now, because of that, I want us to actually talk about the rumors and whispers we're hearing going into that window. We're hearing that there is a player who might be getting a call up to the national team, and this player is someone we on the local scene are familiar with because he came from the ranks. I'm talking about Ebenezer, and he is he has been with Italian teams. First of all, he got a transfer from Beyond Limits to Inter Milan straight up, and then from there played with the under 19s, and then has been passed out here with Sampdoria, and then we passed around on loan deals to help with his developments, not just staying on the bench. And now with this season he has been a very, very solid guy away at the team he's been loaned at, and there's rumors that
he'll be back home next
season. So yes, there's been rumors that HL is looking at his side and might be one of those new guys that will be getting a call up to the team next month. Now the question for me is, this coming window is a very, very delicate and sensitive window. Do you think that the coach should be looking at bringing in new guys, or he should stay with the crop he was with, so that there's no there's already a synergy with them, as bad as they are, they already understand themselves? Or do you think it's time for him to start testing players? Is also going to have to consider, because after this window, the next time they're going to be coming back is when he calls the team for the AFCON. Do you think this is the best time for him to start inviting new players? Because apart from just the synergy, there's going to be so much pressure on anybody that is coming to the national team for this window. Imagine coming to this window and then it turns into a disaster.
On the pressure part, I think that for Ebenezer it may not be the best time, but if you look at it generally,
I think we might have to start clarifying Ebenezer
Akisomiro, yes.
Ebenezer
Akot, so that people don't hear
that's
exactly.
True. There is another Ebenezer, but that one has been called to the team before, although he didn't make the final cut.
So that people don't feel like, because he was just
called
he's also in the same limelight.
Ebenezer Akisomiro, the midfielder from Remo Stars that moved to Inter Milan. I understand that pressure with Super Eagles, the fans are already there to want to tear you down, and then like we all know, I'm not qualifying through the direct route of moving into the World Cup, then we have to play this playoff. This is crucial before the AFCON, like you did say. I know that there's pressure, but most times in life, as a player or even generally, when you get to do something, it doesn't just it's always on tough moments when you have to get into limelight. It's always on tough moment. Look at Lamine Yamal when he got into the Barcelona senior team ranks. It was when they were dealing with financial crisis. He was just a young boy playing with Le Masia, and they felt that this boy will do well. He took up the challenge for himself and see where he is right now. He came second in the last Ballon d'Or. So for players, it's always like that. You have to know that there would always be pressure, and as a player, you know that you can get called up to the national team every time. I don't think there's anybody that wants to get called up to the national team and want to turn it down, except if you're having
obviously he's not going to turn it down. Just looking at it.
Except if you're having personal issues at that point, maybe family or anything, you do not turn it down. So once you can accept it, you need to be able to accept everything that comes with it. If you are being called up to play, you need to know that whether you play well or whether you play badly, you would either get criticized or you either get praised. Look at Benjamin Frederick. When he came into the last last 4 games where we were going to play the World Cup qualification, when it was still the group stage time, nobody would have expected that many people said that this was not the right time and all of these things, but he took it, and here he is. He's playing well for himself. He's looking to be the number one in terms of centre back playing at the moment. So if Ebenezer gets to get called up, it's good. That said, on the part of maybe calling him up at this time when there's already that kind of synergy between players, if you look at the game from the last 4 games, those people that eventually got us to this stage of having to play the playoff, I think there has been that kind of connection between the people that play, especially from defense to attack. But except the one when Osimhen missed, I think the South African game where I think Cyril Dessers and Tolu had to start the game. So there's been that synergy. Maybe if Ebenezer comes up, of course, as a defensive midfielder, I don't expect him to dislodge Wilfred Ididi at the moment at that instance. But it's always good
in a game of that magnitude.
Yeah, exactly. But it's always good to have these players, let them come and get the way he feels. If he comes up now, he can understudy. Maybe if we're in a good position, then he plays about 10 minutes. And like you did say, going into AFCON, and most times it's always good that you have players in. I think Micolo has said when you have players in different positions, if this player is not playing well, you know that okay, I can always call up on this other one and it turns up for me. But if you have a weak friend EDD that is playing and is not performing, maybe we go into the AFCON and is not
or
doing so
even
well,
gets injured.
that kind of thing. So it's always good
that.
you have someone that you can bring in as a backup. So calling him up doesn't mean he's going to come in and start immediately. He's going to get called up and hopefully he also stays with the full. I mean, maybe what's this list that they always release first?
Provisional list.
Yeah, provisional list. Hopefully it does not end with just remaining.
Do you think we haven't have time for provisional list?
Yes, I don't think there's
no time for provisional list because
so that was what I was going to say. I was going to say that I feel personally, I have nothing against him, but I feel like probably they should just wait till AFCON, right, and add him to the provisional list for AFCON. I would not want the pressure of having his debut call-up be at this World Cup qualifiers because of the old
World Cup playoffs qualifiers. Imagine.
World Cup players qualifier, his knockouts, and the whole pressure about having him come into that system. We've seen that with Ebenezer Akot as well. Got called up as savior of sorts, got sent into that chant team. Did well, but eventually things. The whole narrative now changed when the World Cup eventually came. So and people were like, "Oh, you're just trying to force him down our throat and all of that."
For that one, I think people are just being excellent because Akot has always been the guy for that 20.
Now, one thing is we're also trying to look at how he can protect the player.
I also want to protect the player.
To protect players actually,
because people can. The way Nigerian mood swings, right, is worse than whatever it is, right?
They want to define a player by one game.
Do you understand? Because
for just 10 minutes,
you just see the same people that were saying that this guy should be called up. This guy has been doing so well. Ebenezer Akinosamiro or someone. Imagine he just comes in, plays 5 minutes, and then we lose the World Cup ticket. Do you understand?
They say, why did I go call up one person?
Before they start saying, oh, they don't pay on our money. Oh, this guy is.
They say Daniel Ogumore, that kind of thing.
Let him. People that are following football religiously know that he has earned it, right?
Yeah.
He's probably coming on merit. Why not let him come and fight for a place in the squad for the provisional list of AFCON, and not just drop him into the World Cup qualifiers where we are World Cup qualifiers playoff where we're probably having just 23-man squad. Putting him there definitely means you're dropping somebody else that's probably been part of the team, which might not be understandable, but it's going to be understandable if you add him to the provisional list. You guys go for camping somewhere and then he probably makes the final play, and everybody has seen his quality in training. You cannot deny the fact that this guy deserves a place, even if he's not going to play at the AFCON, but you just know that it's eventually coming. There's Ndidi, there's Raphael Onyedika, and then Ebenezer can eventually still understand them. But I feel like for the playoffs of the World Cup, I feel like now is not the time. I don't think it is logical now to say we want to invite somebody new. Do you understand? Yeah. If we thought it was very important enough for our qualifiers, we should have called him a long time ago. For those that have walked up onto this moment, for those that have either let the glory or shame go to those that have walked up onto this moment. And that's the right word, just clicks. The glory of qualifying for the World Cup or the shame of losing out for the World Cup should go to the guys that started from the first. That started from now. I don't think there's a logical. There's no motivation to say we're inviting a new player, because this is like a continuation of a tournament. This is what we always complain about. Like, under 20 will go for AFCON. Some people qualify for the World Cup and you drop them and now bring new players. You bring the likes of Sani Suleiman, bring Daniel Daga and say, come to the World Cup, and then we are getting disgraced in the World Cup. Meanwhile, you're dropping the likes of Clinton and all of those guys, the likes of Bidemi Amole that played in the AFCON for us. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that let the same guys that have walked up onto this moment do it. We all know. People that are in the football fraternity, people that follow Nigerian footballers abroad know that Ebenezer has earned his right to come to this team. So by when he's now called on for the AFCON provisional list, nobody's going to bat an eye.
No one's going to bat an eye. Let's hope that Eric Shell just knows what he's doing. If he ends up bringing him and he does well, we are going to... we are obviously going to get all the praise like he got when he eventually got the playoffs timeline. It's a timeline. I mean, see a timeline for us to use. So yes, let's hope. I mean, all of this would be made clear by Monday when we are back on the show, because by that time would have most likely gotten the list for the guys that will be coming to camp, or the guys that say coming to camp from Monday, because I mean, this weekend is just play your last football, and everybody goes on international break, obviously. So yes, that is what we're going to be discussing for Monday. But quickly, let me just quickly slot this in on a African level, not national team level. Let me just slot this in. This is according to the CAF official handle on Instagram. The pots for the Champions League group stage is out for the 2025-2026. Why I'm facing this is because we also have someone there. Our savior. So they call them Pride of Nigeria, not Pride of Rivers, because they're always the ones saving our face. So yes, in pot 1 there are 4 pots. In pot 1 we have the men them. Somebody say men them. Giants. We have Al Ali FC. We have Mamelodi Sundowns. You remember that name PTSD. For no reason. For PTSD reason. We have ES Tunis. We have RS Beken, who are the reason why we'll be having 4. We'll still retain our 4 slots on the continent next season because they were able to qualify for the group stage, which means that Nigeria. You all those people that I think that period. I actually think it was all those that graduated that week that the Super Eagles qualified for the playoffs, and I don't know if it was lawyers or doctors that are like, this one still that they are finished. They are coming back to so yes, that was there. But I mean, before the weekend, because every other person played their games 2 weeks ago or 2 weekends ago, but RS Beckham, because they played in the Super Cup, CAF Super Cup, which was played against Pyramid, and Pyramid won that particular one. They had to postpone RS Beckham's game to this weekend that just passed. So RS Beckham went on to win, which means Nigeria still falls between country 1 to 12. Yeah, country 1 to 12 of on the continent based on coefficients. So which means that we don't have to totally rely on what Rivers United do in group stage, because if not for them, now we'll start praying Rivers United go far and this gets to maybe the semi-finals. Yes, it was what happened also. There was a season that Rivers United had to get to the semi-finals to guarantee quarterfinals actually. That was in the Confederations Cup to qualify, to actually make sure that we qualify or we have 4 slots the next season. So it was Rivers United that helped our coefficient that season. So right now
Rivers United
yes, there's that. So yes, in that spot 1, those are
what
the 4
our champions cannot do.
Does not exist. Does exist.
What our champions cannot do, Rivers United have done it.
Anyways, for pot 2 we have Simbas FC, Pyramids FC, Al Hilal and Young Africans. Pot 3, where Rivers United is in, this is not the group, the teams they will be playing. This is just their pots, and obviously you understand that pot, it means how well they performed in CAF competitions before and also in rankings too. That's what I'm saying. CAF competitions, yes, it matters. This is what it means. So for pot 3, where Rivers United find themselves, we have Atletico Petroleos, we have Asfa, we have MC Aga, and we have Rivers United. For pot 4, the final pot, we have JS Kebli, we have Stade Malian, we have Saint Leo Lupopo, and also we have Power Dynamos FC. We see people we've seen you. And those are the pots. I beg.
I'm scared because I was saying it on the show last week. I think that it was and I was trying to remind him that this is the Champions League, this is not Confederation Cup. Those people that will be in the higher pots. You heard the names: Alali, Mamelodi, Sundowns. Like these are people that compete for the Champions League season in season out, and they get into the finals, semi-finals. Yes, so
imagine for a team that went to the Club World Cup. So yes,
they played the CAF Champions League final last season. Yeah, they lost the second.
Even though they are not really doing so well locally at home, when they get to that CAF level like this, they forget everything. It's a different ball game for them, and that's where I wish that our own teams will also get that mentality eventually.
As Toby Adepo will say, we'll get there.
But that is, I mean, those are the teams from those 4 pots. From those other 3 pots are the teams that we're expecting to see who Rivers United will be playing in the group stage after they became the first Nigerian team since 2018 to get into the group stage. guys,
CAF
2018
Champions League.
of the CAF Champions League.
Chai.
So yes, that's why it was important that I bring this up. Talking about Champions League, the Champions League returns this week for us in Europe, and I was asking Timothy which one is his game to look out for, and I think I want to ask him on the show because he already told me, so I want him to tell you guys. Timothy, which game are you looking forward to in the UEFA Champions League group stage this week?
Paris Saint-Germain against Bayern Munich. Firstly, Vincent Kompany's Bayern Munich, they are doing so well for themselves. I think they are on a very long streak of, I don't want to give the wrong figure, but it's very lengthy, both in the
in all competitions.
Domestic competition, Champions League, in the league. They are doing so well for themselves. And Paris Saint-Germain too, since they lost that final against Chelsea, I'm not sure they've really lost any game or dropped points. So, and PSG would always be PSG. We saw the kind of squad, even though Barcelona also had a few players injured, but we saw the kind of squad they used to beat Barcelona. The likes of Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué were not even in the game. João Neves also was not in the team, and I'm not sure. Fabian Ruiz was also not in the team. So, and they were still decent enough to beat Barcelona, even though they had to fight for it. So now they have Dembele back. Okay, Doué is back injured, but Kvaratskhelia is back, and Fabian Ruiz is back. I think Neves is also back. So, it's going to be an interesting one for Bayern Munich. Also, Harry Kane is in fine form at the moment. They also have the likes of Michael Olise, Joshua Kimmich is also in.
Not mention goats.
Harry Kane.
Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, to even tell you how much Bayern Munich are doing so well for themselves now, like Micolo mentioned Jackson. Jackson was the one that played the game over the weekend.
Yeah.
He benched so many of the senior players. So Jackson is now a fringe player at Bayern Munich, trying to say, okay, maybe he's the second choice. And they still defeated Bayer Leverkusen, I think 3-0. Yeah, 3-0, and they are top of the table, flying so high at the moment. So it's obviously the game to look out to. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint me like Real Madrid against Juventus the last time. I picked that as the game of the week for myself, but even though Real Madrid won, but it wasn't so interesting. I think it was 1-0 or 2-0. Was it 1-0 or 2-0? I can't remember. It was 1-0. Mbappe scored the penalty. So, and this one I expect it to be firecracker. We know PSG, they would always press like demons. Vincent Kompany, Bayern Munich under Vincent Kompany also, they always press like demons, and they can always score goals. Harry Kane has even forgotten there's a striker in our place from midfield to attack. So it's going to be fireworks of a game, and for a club like PSG that don't use a natural striker also, I mean, interesting tactics to watch out for in the game against PSG against Bayern Munich.
Definitely.
I think there's also Liverpool versus
I was going to bring that to you. Liverpool won over the weekend.
Maybe go beat Liverpool.
Liverpool
that we are coming to that. Madrid is going to face Liverpool at home. Liverpool are playing at Anfield, and I mean, you know that this group stage is one.
What is Anfield?
Anfield,
Crystal Palace.
I'm worried they win for the.
Who be that? Like, who be Anfield?
What's an Anfield?
I miss Emmanuel. I miss Emmanuel.
And then even I think which season where Madrid beat them 5-2 at that same Anfield. So
yeah. So yes, there's going to be Liverpool against Real Madrid tomorrow.
My people can't cook. Mbappe no home and away.
Well, Mbappe to score is always there. I'm just saying that Mbappe is most likely going to score.
You, except your Arsenal shot.
Without Van Dijk and Konate, now Emery now. You see, say slot no come and say anybody no play long ball. And then Rafi said this last week when after the show though, he was saying that slot is complaining that coaches are playing long balls. That you want make I play the one where you go use wing ball. Now waiting you na Emery eventually do, and he lost the game.
That one Emery safe. It be like an agent of darkness.
Good evening.
You see what they take this person for like 3 games, 4 games. You raise their things to your prime tiki taka. You think you have to stand and hate Barcelona. Go the tap.
So the consensus is that Liverpool is going to lose that game at the Anfield.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting one. I feel like it's going to be very exciting. It's a big game, irrespective of the form of Liverpool, and they always like to turn up against for big games. And you know, Madrid, when it comes to Champions League, they always have
they've lost just one game this season, and they lost it to their rival. So that's understandable. And
then their coach is also coming home, coming to the club where he made his name, Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a very great homecoming for him. I don't think he's brought a team back to Anfield since he left. And
Bayer Leverkusen last season.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he went to Bayer Leverkusen. So yeah, they played Liverpool. Yeah, they played Liverpool.
At Anfield.
Yes, they did. If I'm not mistaken.
But no,
that's crazy.
that was last season. Yes,
Yes,
last
that's what I'm
season.
saying. They played
Last
Bayer
season.
Leverkusen
Because 2
played.
seasons ago he played in the Europa.
Yes,
Last season was
Bayer
in the
Leverkusen
Champions
played
League.
Liverpool last season.
Yeah,
I
but
remember.
I still feel like it's going to be very tough for Madrid. Whenever it comes to like the Champions League, they are always going to turn up, and it's going to be. I think that's another game that I'm also looking forward to. That's also like one of the other 2 big games that's happening. So we wait and see what happens in that one. I want them to chop their L sharp because I mean they're setting records. Liverpool for L's. So especially of coming back from that
Say
one.
Liverpool for L's.
Emmanuel was
looks
ranting which day.
looks like a campaign. Liverpool for L's. Hashtag Liverpool for L's.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
exciting.
yeah, I think those are the 2 major games to
Yeah,
look
those
out
are
for
the 2 big
because
games,
yeah,
yeah.
every other team based on paper.
Who's Arsenal playing?
Arsenal is
Slavia,
playing Slavia, yeah, Slavia. Chelsea is
and clean
playing
sheet.
Karabag, away though. Atletico Madrid is playing Union Berlin. All those kind of those are the kind.
Inter win and clean sheet too.
Uh,
I don't give you 2 odds like that. Don't play bet WGB.
Use gliders as your
Promo
promo code and you get a
Down
bonus.
to 200 like this. That's how to make well to. Now so they
Just
start
dey drop
start
am.
small. All this aspire to perspire we will give you from beginning. Start small. 200 naira, 2 odds. You collect better money from there. You can build your wealth. Don't go to yourself. No do pass down. I
Obviously.
started from nothing. You start with you collect.
Now the
loan.
first,
You collect loan of 8 billion.
now the first half.
You go say I started
Now the
from
first
nothing.
half make you listen to Micolo. All this way Micolo dey talk like that. I'm not there. But
I
yes.
started from nothing. But they loan you 11 million.
Una.
It's easy. Now not gonna kill us. I went to my uncle with boldness and I told him to give
80
him money.
million and he wasted it.
Eh.
He wasted it. Not like he wasted. He invested in
Oga,
something that
your
did
business
not.
spoil with 11 million.
Please.
Oga, you go
let's-
sleep for tele. They go beat. Now broom they go take. You are possessed. That's you go sleep for mountain.
Talking about big games, since we've mentioned the big games, I've kind of looked into what to expect in the big games midweek. Let's talk about the weekend because yes, we'll be back next week Monday. So over the weekend, we also have the last set of games before the international break, and one of the games to look forward to will be the game where we start again, guys. By the way, everybody that is dragging me for what I did, I proudly did it. Proud. I'm proud. That is what I am. Afraid great and proud. That guy that is going to cut his hair is back to number 0. And Ahmad wanted to break my heart. I had this is the backstory for guys that don't know. You can check it on my socials. Euphoria_6 is there. I had a party to attend on Saturday night. It was a Halloween party and you had to come in costumes. Now my own head, from the day they told me about this party over a month ago, I told my best friend, I said I'm going to dress up as a Manchester United fan because the club is a clown. And she laughed. She was like, what am I going to? I said, don't worry, you see. At the end of the day, I got it with my Joker Max. I got a Joker Max, which obviously Joker is a clown villain, and then with his smile. Ahmad was about to score the winner for them on that day, and my heart did beam. I'm like, how will I wear this when I will go to go and meet my friends like Bamiji who are Manchester United fans and they'll have 4 in a row, but now we are back to square 0 and I'm happy. I went there with my jersey. I'm proud.
Proud eater.
So yes, but big games, talking about big games, in every ramification is a big game, because when it comes to big game, it looks like that's when Amorim likes to turn up. Manchester United like to play well. They are going to be playing Tottenham Hotspur away from home over there at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this weekend, and it's going to be the first game of the day. Somehow, guys, please, I want us to talk about this. Somehow we've quietly moved away from early kickoff to having kickoff first game of the weekend for 2 p.m. Is anyone comfortable that I am not? I always look forward to all those.
Break of 12:30.
No, it's not 12:30. We are now an hour ahead of them. It's supposed to be 1:30. Yes, but what happened? Do you think it's?
I don't know, but most times they try to schedule these things because of broadcast and all of those things. But the last 2 weekends I've had just 4 p.m. It was 3 p.m. Then after that it moved to 4 p.m. when the time zone changed.
Yeah.
But most times because of schedule, and if you look at it, this season also the Boxing Day will not have games like it always do because of broadcast schedule. So most times these are the things that determine it, and those are the factors.
Anyways, talking about early kickoff, heartbreak. Some people are going to get heartbreaks because it's going to be early kickoff. It's going to be a 1:30 game. So 1:30 our time, 12:30 in the UK.
Time.
That's going to be Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. So yes, a game to look forward to. Tottenham Hotspur, Thomas Frank going into that game after losing a lot. That's a London derby against Chelsea, and
I think it's losing more than London derby at this point. So did you guys see the clip for Thomas Frank?
Yeah.
Where Jed Spence and I think was it Van der Ven or one of the other players blanked his handshake. And
yes.
I feel like,
at the press conference, he said something. I can't remember what he said, but I kind of related it to when Conte had the crash out at his press conference that year under Daniel Levy, when he was eventually sacked. But I don't think he's up to that. But if he continues this way, then
I think it's quite disrespectful.
Yeah, from the players.
I think so many coaches wouldn't take that. I don't know.
Now because that's Thomas Frank now.
Irrespective of how you're feeling, I don't think you would blank your coach that way.
Well, guys, between now and that day,
and Van de Ven.
between now and Saturday, I think more things will come to light. There's Europe, definitely. They have the Europa games going to this week, midweek, and of course, I don't think they're going to play this week.
Like they want
the Europa Cup to be able to brag against.
Yes. Oh, actually,
United don't make them get trophy now. So
they are playing the Champions League anyway, so they have a Champions League game to play midweek before they come on Saturday to play Manchester United. Let's hope that before then,
let's get started.
Let's get
Thomas Frank is a very nice guy. I like, even if he's coaching for the rival.
Okay, so yes, looking at that one, let's also touch light on other games
Micolo, you
over
don't call
the
this
weekend.
thing for Rivers United. You're a bad person. Don't worry, Joy will give you the news.
Okay, guys, it looks
Hey,
like
group
it's
stage.
group stage.
Your man go best day.
Micolo, you called it. You're a wicked person.
Breaking news, guys. I mentioned the pots because the draw has not been done. Now the draws have been done, or it's currently ongoing.
But Rivers United group is complete.
Yes, Rivers United group is complete. It's not. Yeah, it's on NU, and we have Group A. That's where Rivers United will find themselves with RS Becken, Pyramids, who are champions of the Super Cup, defeated RS Becken. They'll play.
They won the CAF Champions League too.
No, I'm saying Pyramids.
Who won the CAF Champions League? I think it's Pyramids.
Yes,
Yeah,
the Champions League. So Champions League defending champions are there. What's their name?
Super Cup.
No.
RS Becken.
Confederations Cup defending champions are there. So guys, and then the final team is Power Dynamos. Everywhere like this, just gbas.
And I feel confident. I don't know why, but I mean, I'm scared of Becken and Pyramids.
Have you been to PH? Oga, all the teams.
Come to
PH.
They're not playing PH.
This is an MK away grassroots. Oga, come play for PH. No, we see whether I go score 5.
Anyways, they'll play in Uyo, which is.
This is why our club administrators, they know they put energy for. You don't know how to play politics. Make your stadiums up to standard. Make boys play day.
Where your fans?
Make class 4 boys, or how they call them in Benin. There's a name they call those boys. Section D boys. They use I.
You know where for that stadium day.
Yes, as if it's far.
Honestly,
guys,
where
Monsters went to Asfa last season, to Rabat to play Asfa Rabat last season. From where they alighted, they took a 2-hour trip via bus. So please also travel.
Yes, now.
Waka, what's that? You just get to Uyo. No, like when they get to Uyo, like
playing PH, just gonna land it like
Uyo. Yes, not let them go to Port. No, now.
When they come reach them, boys. Oh boy,
how you go be now?
And then they train boys just they give them for there. Say who goes you?
You know the way we always talk to Nigerians talk to white people because they are white. They are Arabs but they are white. You say, oh, you boy, they follow you talk now. You not go laugh.
Oh boy, reason me now. Reason me.
Now so that they do for that place. I mean, they will threaten you without threatening you.
Gentle people do. But you go buy fisherman soup for you.
They don't even dance on them. I said in the land Pyramids because even they dance on them. They don't know they don't come smell our coefficient. They go see they give them welcome at them. We supposed give them that's both
PH boys.
But yes,
You know, they always do yours.
complete
Libya,
now.
Morocco, Egypt.
Complete
Your mind
now.
go
Timothy,
there, you land.
let's get the 4 groups for the CAF Champions League for the 2025-2026 season. Or obviously know
How will you know?
what is
You know neutral ground.
Yeah, the one that concerns us, of course, Group A,
Yeah.
RS Berkane, Pyramids, Rivers United, and Power Dynamos. In Group B, there's Al Ahly, Young Africans, AS FAR Rabat, and then JS Kabylie. Then in Group C, there's Mamelodi Sundowns, there's Al Hilal SC, there's MCL Jazz, and there's Saint Lupopo. And in Group D, there's
this way we're supposed to go meet.
there's in Group D, there's Esperance de Tunis, there's Simba. Almost Simba is also a big club. I mean,
Yeah.
the Champions League is a big one.
It's a big
The Champions
one.
League is a big
Well,
I don't think
one.
there's any group you are going to go that is
That
not-
you will not
Yeah, the
meet.
Champions League is a big one.
For
So-
you to have gone
at
through
least
2
3
prelims
solid teams go
at
there.
each of your
The
groups.
Champions
Yeah.
League is a big one. There's Esperance de Tunis, there's Simba, there's Atletico Petroleros, and there's Stade Malien. So those are the full group stage for the
I
CAF
think
Champions
that
League.
last group is still.
Yeah, I mean, if Rivers United was here, I would have still. They can still. I think they can undo Esperance and then Atletico
Well,
Petroleros,
guys,
Stade Malien.
talking about handling, you've seen Rivers United this season. We've also seen them in the Champions League. Credit to them, they are in the group stage. So we've seen them in 2 rounds of the Champions League. Do you think it's something that we can dream? I mean, 2 teams will qualify for the next round. So is it something we can dream based on? Because for me, if personally ask me, I think the only thing they have is a goal scoring problem. But do you think they can actually go ahead to qualify for the next round of the Champions League based on what we've seen so far? This is how
I
we're
think
going
they
to
have
round up.
experience in the dugouts.
Yeah.
I think the experience in the dugouts could help. I think Finidi and Yema knows their onions. I feel like tactically they can probably try, maybe not on quality of players. Quality of players wise, I don't think we're up to par. I don't think our players are up to par. I mean, they have a couple of guys that just got promoted from the NNL. A lot of their players, NNL players, like Zakaria that played with Inter
Lagos last season.
and all of these other guys. So maybe man for man, we might not be able to hold our ground, but I feel like tactically we could actually do something. I feel like I also don't think this is not a shade. Right. I also don't think like Finidi and Yema are as tactically proud as Daniel with what he put against Mamelodi. I feel like they could have been more pragmatic. I don't think a Rivers United will concede 5 to even Mamelodi at home, irrespective of where they are playing. I feel like they know when to be pragmatic enough. I think like Finidi and Yema,
which was why I said defensively, I don't really think I've seen
Finidi
an
and
issue
Yema
with them.
are those kind of guys that you can rely on tactically to say that they're going to hold their ground and stand their ground. I don't know about the quality-wise man for man, but I feel like tactically we can hold our ground. That's where Remo Stars fell short. Fell short tactically, fell short man for man. I feel like the players went to that game blind.
Yeah.
Even at home.
Even at home. Timothy, for you?
For Rivers United, I'm not as much as this stuff. They have a chance because this is the group stages. I mean, for the preliminary rounds, you play the first game. If you don't do well, you kind of have that mindset that okay, the second leg is probably done. But this one, you have 5 games to play. If you win the first one, if you lose the first one, you still have the remaining other. No, you have 6 games to play. Sorry.
Yeah.
You have if you lose the first one, then you still have 5 others to play. So
Yeah.
it's always about that. But I am hoping and praying that the first 2 games can be RS Berkane and what's the other
Pyramid.
team?
So that we get that all
So
out of the way.
back-to-back home game, because when you play, if they play that Power Dynamos, although I'm not like I am trying to
Right,
downplay
them
Power
off.
Dynamos,
Yeah.
but at least in terms of pedigree, they are not up to Pyramids and Berkane. If they can play that team back-to-back, I think they can maybe get 6 points. That said, I'm not saying they should go and lose the first 2. Yes, now, because if you lose the first 2, I mean, catch-up is very, very difficult to play for the remaining 4. But I mean, they have a chance. They can go to Berkane, try to pull out it's group stages. It's not about group stages. Even for the teams, I know that Berkane, Pyramids themselves. If it's preliminary rounds, you know that it's just once. But I mean, if it's group stage, you can still feel like
rectify
just play
yeah.
share now. But if it was like the round of preliminary round, if they're playing Berkane or Pyramid, just want to know that we have to win this in 2 legs. But Berkane can play Rivers United in is it Morocco? Yes, and maybe they can kind of form a little laxity and maybe just not play as much as they would usually play if it was a round of 32 stages or this thing exactly. So Rivers United have a chance.
I think another hope that I also have, apart from the coaches, is also that Rivers United know how to play the continental game.
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
Enyimba.
Just like
exactly.
Enyimba, and that is why they find
The
themselves.
experience at a government
Yeah.
club, they'll put like everything.
And I
to
think
it.
the combination of the coaches, Yema,
just like
and
that,
they
yeah.
they've
They work
played,
so
they've
well,
played,
they
they've
work so
played
well.
on the continent
Very well.
for a couple of seasons together. So then with Enyimba,
Enyimba.
because yes, now they are going to Rivers United together. Last season it was just him.
Yema with-
It was just Yema with Enyimba
Yeah.
and Finidi with
with
Rivers. But now
United.
they are back. That combination
Combination,
is
exactly.
back, and they both see the game from different eyes, and of course their peer just know how to work together.
Yeah.
So that's how. So there, guys, just like Yema and Finidi know how to work together. That's how we know how to work together. And this is where we're bringing this show to a stop, because it is time for us to allow you to, get ready for what we bring for you next week, because next is going to be packed. The list to the qualification playoffs of the Super Eagles will be out next week. So next week everybody go just because they throw basketballs. Is this person supposed to be here?
There's
They're not supposed to be here.
next week too, guys.
Guys, yes, don't worry. We announce it on Monday.
Where's the
We announce on Monday.
I'll be here next week Monday too, so please, we have to pray for our generation
Definitely.
because it's a week of.
Yes, actually, it is. So yes, and before we leave on the show, it's very, very important for us to give a special shout out to our producer, who is not around today. He celebrated his birthday over the weekend, but because it's a tradition on the show to always celebrate birthdays. It was not my birthday when I was celebrating on the show, so yes, it's I also got married over the weekend. That's double celebration
And back
for
to
him.
back.
To sharpshooter.
Special number.
Better than Osime. All right, special number. Who is leading it? You?
Me.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Orúkà ti dá
Olólùfẹ́ mu.
Hey,
Kò sẹ́ni tó lè yà ẹ́ títí láìké. Orúkọ ti dọ̀nà. Di olólùfẹ́ mu. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè yà ẹ́ títí láì.
Happy married life, Kay, and of course, more years to celebrate for you as an individual. Wish you well. Wish you so many things that we can't see on the show. I will get to see you next week, Monday. Please come back.
What
We
are
miss you.
these?
And the time I finish now, you want me to go and start saying, I wish you long life, I wish you prosperity, I wish you peace. Though we chase. Yes, you can give us the next Super Eagles starting 11. We won't mind. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to all of you that are always with us. I know our regulars, and to everyone that keeps bringing people, thank you so much for bringing people on the show. And if you've not, please share this with your friends and subscribe on the channel. See you next week. It's bye from myself and the rest of the guys. Bye.